Hey guys, welcome to another market review session with us at EasyFX today. And as we usually do, let's just look into some of the currency indices together. Then we can look at some currency pairs together. All right. So first off, this is DXY, and currently we've seen that DXY has been bearish for quite some time. So this is what exactly I'm expecting. I'm going to try my best to explain it well. All right. Currently I'm expecting DXY to still continue bearish at least up to 104.701 and 104.480. All right, so somewhere around that will be my zone for an entry. However, I want to be careful. All right, currently we are seeing that price. Look at the wick of this candle, lower time frame. You should be able to, you know, um, refine it probably into another block or a potential demand zone that you might be able to get your buy from. All right, hence me having this horizontal line here. All right, this is around 104.871. So currently what I want to watch out for is the possibility of us getting the buy reaction or the strength, all right, from DXY, even when market opens. All right, though it is looking or it is seeming highly unlikely. Why? Because as you can see here, we have this indecision candle here. All right, or this is what I can call an indecision candle, and it's giving me that hint that it's very likely we might get to see price still drop a bit lower. And now, if that happens, what I will be expecting will be for price to sweep liquidity from this previous low here, possibly drop lower even into this zone. So it could go as far as somewhere here in the zone, and then we get to see our buy from there. All right, so I'm not exactly expecting the buy to be something that would be for so long, all right, but I'm expecting some level of strength during the week on DX. Right now, this might be something that plays out probably on Wednesday, Thursday, or so. So between Monday and Tuesday, we might just get to see price finding its way down into this zone. So one of two things: either we get to see that happen, or we get to see price going up immediately. The first being my preferred choice, all right, or the ideal choice or the ideal move I would love to see the markets make. All right, so I hope that is clear for DXY. Let's quickly look at BXY, the British Pound Currency Index. Give me a minute. Yes, all right. So for BXY, um, yeah, so for BXY, I think it's just easy for me to say this. I'm expecting the BXY to get weaker. All right. So from this current area is between 128.61 and 128.02. All right. So I'm expecting BXY to be weaker, and then we get to see that drop towards the downside. It's not exactly something I need to take too much time on. All right. So next up, we'll be looking at AXY, the Australian dollar currency index. And something similar to what I just explained is what I'm expecting to happen on AXY during the course of the week. I want to be very, very careful though. Um, from what I see right now, it's very likely that we're going to see price. All right, so let me just mark somewhere around here out. All right, so I'm just trying to mark out this little gap we can see here. All right, as a potential zone. But what I'm trying to say is that if I get to see price break out of this area right now, this is around 67.51. All right, so if I get to see price break clearly above there, because as you can see, we've had just some weeks, all right, we've not had a full body break above that. So if I get to see the body of the candle break above that line, then I'll be expecting AXY to continue bullish at least up to somewhere around here. All right. I'm not necessarily watching out for price, maybe breaking this previous high here, just around 68.64 or so. Right. I'm not necessarily looking towards that end, but at least I think it's a safe for us to watch out for AXY continuing stronger. All right. So something towards this end up to here, then we get to see probably all right the sell off. All right, and all of this hinges on the fact that we're expecting AXY to break above this 67.51. So if by the end of Monday or so we're able to get the full body candle to close above there, then definitely we'll be watching out for this to happen during the course of the week on AXY. All right, so I hope that is clear also on AXY. Next up is CXY, the Canadian dollar currency index, and on CXY, I think I am quite bearish. All right, this was a result of the news that happened on Friday. So I want to be a bit watchful for the strength of this zone. All right. Even though I am bearish currently, I want to watch out for the strength of this zone. So preferably this between 73.53 and 73.39. All right. Preferably I'm watching out for CXY to become bearish. All right. To go bearish as it was. All right. But I just want to be very, very careful because again, this current candle that price created on I think this was on Friday, yes. I'm not necessarily liking the fact that it is looking more like a rejection candle. All right, so let's just watch out for the possibility of price being bearish overall on CXY. All right, so I hope that is clear. Next up and last for the currency indices we have to look at today is JPY basket. Now for JPY basket, I have been bearish on JPY basket for quite some time, and I'm still going to be bearish on JPY basket. All right, so during the course of this week, I think that it's just safe for us to say for the meantime that we should watch out for JPY basket to still keep falling. I think for the last few months, this was since, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah. So this is since the ending of last year or so. All right. I'm watching out for, you know, JPY basket to be majorly bearish. Though it has been bearish way before then, but I'm watching out for. I've been seeing its bearish, continuation as it was. So I think it's still safe for us to watch out for JPY basket to keep falling for the meantime. We might get to see a sort of pull into this range. Yeah. All right. So we might get to see. Oh, sorry. We might get to see a sort of pull into maybe this range here, or we might even get to see a pull as far as, give me a minute please, let me just mark this out. All right, as far as somewhere around here. All right, so even though overall I am bullish, bearish rather, I'm watching out for, sell reactions from either of these places, all right, so how that is clear on JPY basket. All right, so quickly let's look at some commodities together. We won't be looking at too much. Let's just look at some together. So first off is everybody's favorite, right? Gold. And gold, is looking very, very wonderful. We've seen price break above rather this high, and it has broken above this high once more, this previous high here. All right, so currently we're seeing price around 221, price going around 2391. Sorry. All right, so this is my current outlook for gold. All right, so I have the zone marked out here between 2431 and 2431.13 and 2411.53. All right, so that will be where I'm watching out for the possibility of us having sales on gold. Let me just quickly mark out this supports around here. All right, so I just want to have that down on my chart also. All right, so this is what I'm expecting now. If I get to see price properly closing above, or probably sorry, if I get to see price, all right, probably breaking above this. Now I think we've had a candle close above this, all right, which should tell us, or which signals to us that we should be expecting price to still continue pushing towards the upside. All right, so I'll preferably want to see price come up as far as into that 2431.13 and 2411.53 before we get to see it still. Alternatively, I think I'm watching out for the possibility of price coming up to around here. These are around 2405.67. All right, and now the reason why I'm looking at that is because we can see that this area is sort of a pivot. All right, we had it being a resistance around here. Let me zoom in, or possibly I should go down to lower time frame. Let me see this on the 1 hour quickly. All right, where were we? Okay, so it's still far behind. Sorry. Yes. All right, so we had, give me a minute please. So we had price being resistance here, support here, support here, support here, support here, support here, before price finally was able to break out of this, or below that, or yeah, price was able to break below that. So currently I'm watching out for price to still come up towards that area again, 2405.67. Is that it? Yes. So let's just watch out for the possibility of that happening on gold. Let's watch out for the possibility of that happening on gold. If we get to see such playouts, then I think it should be safe for us to enter in for sales from that zone, or from that area rather, on gold. All right, so again, most of these trades I'll be taking them after looking for lower time frame confirmations to be safe. All right, to be safe and to practice proper risk management according to my own trading style. So by all means, when taking any of these trades, or when looking at this video, watching this video, do well to correlate them, whatever you are seeing on the chart, and then find your entries based on your own trading style. All right, so most of these are done on the 4-hour time frame, daily 4-hour time frame. So we're giving you what we expect to happen throughout the week. All right, so something towards that end. All right, so next up, let's look at GBP USD. So for GBP USD, I think this is quite simple. We've seen price currently break above this previous or this high. Let's just call it the high, or it to be high on the lower time frame anyway. All right, same price breaking above this high, and we're currently in a fair value gap. All right, somewhere around between 1.28250 and 1.28084, somewhere around that area. Right? We're currently seeing price in a very large fair value gap. So I'm watching out for the possibility of that fair value gap holding, all right, and being our supply zone where we get to see our sell from. All right, so I'm watching out for that to happen off on GBP USD. I hope that is very, very clear. All right, so let me just put this as a disclaimer out there. If I do get to see, in fact, price breaking below out of this zone, then I'm watching out for this. All right, and this is quite far away. Let me just give us a coordinate still. This is very, very far away. This is between 1.30142 and 1.28885. 1.30142 and 1.28885. All right, so that's still quite far. We've had a reaction already from there, but it's very likely we get to see price, come up into there, and then we get to see a tangible enough reaction, just something small. All right, see, this is the first reaction that we got into that zone, and then we got to see that sell from there. All right, so let's just watch out for price to make either one of these two movements I just spoke about. But for me, I think this current one around here would be a preferred move, all right, or a preferred parts to watch out for. I think I can just slim fit this for the sake of this video. Like, oh, let me just leave that. Yes, so I can just leave it like this. So let me just give it we call the coordinates I mentioned. So this will be between 1.283 45, again 1.28345 and 1.28088. All right, that will be my bias on GBP USD. All right, next up, let's look at GBP JPY quickly. GBP JPY, and I think for a long while now, I've been quite bullish also on GBP JPY. Sometimes I'll just wake up and I'll be like, let me just press buy and just leave it. Whatever Jordan it makes, let him make the Jordan. I just know that GBP JPY is going to buy. All right, but that's not that is quite a risky move to make. All right. All the same. Give me a minute, please. All the same, I think this is something we can watch out for to happen on GBP JPY buy. All right, a sell to buy movement to be specific. I have this zone marked out here between 205.604 and 205.307. All right, so I'm watching out for price to come into the intersection between the zone, all right, the demand zone, and our trend line. All right, so somewhere around there, and then possibly we do get to see a buy. Now let me just quickly check if this correlates with any zone on our Fibonacci. All right, so these are around the 61.8 area, so I think it's safe for us to watch out for something similar or something good to come out of this trade. All right, so I'll be very, very careful with this anyway. I'll be very, very careful. This is for me a high risk analysis or a high risk idea that I'll be watching out for. All right, so let's just watch out for this to happen on GBP JPY. Next up, let's look at GBP CAD. All right, so give me a minute. I think my chart, yes. So for GBP CAD, let me go to the 4-hour time frame for this. All right, so for GBP CAD, something similar to one of the commodities I mentioned earlier. So for GBP CAD, I'm expecting GBP CAD to turn bearish, all right, soon. We've seen that price has broken above this previous high around 1.74691, and I'm watching out for price to still push up a little bit into this zone. All right, I have this quite a large zone anyway marked out. These are the 4-hour time frame. So this is between 1.75684 and 1.75224. I'll call it again 1.75684 and 1.75224. All right, so I want to watch out for the possibility of price still moving towards the upside, getting into this zone, and then we get to see our sell-off happen from there. All right, so that's my bias currently on GBP CAD. I hope that is clear. Next up, let's look at AUD USD, and I think something similar to what I just mentioned for GBP USD? No, I've not mentioned this actually. Sorry. All right, so for just something similar to what I've been talking about on on GBP USD rather, I'm expecting price to still turn bearish. However, for AUD USD, I am not so keen on how far that sell would go. I have this point or this resistance here. So it's not a resistance, this support rather. And this is what I'm talking about, all right, around this area it acted as a support between or around 0.67811, again 0.67811. All right, so I'm watching out for price still coming around there, and then we get our sell from there. All right, so again, we have this quite a huge zone anyway marked out here. Let me just quickly give us the coordinates to that zone quickly, between 0.68069 and 0.67468. All right, so those are the coordinates for the zone rather. So I'm watching out for a sell to happen very soon on AUD USD. I just probably want to watch out for price to still push up into this 50% area of the zone, and then we get to see that drop happen on AUD USD. I hope that is clear. Next up, let's look at Euro USD. Let's look at Euro USD. All right, so Euro USD, something similar to what I just said for AUD USD also. So you can see a little bit of correlation there. Let me go to the 4-hour time frame. All right, so for Euro USD, I'm expecting price to just do this. All right, so we have this previous high. Watching out for price to sweep that high, come up into this zone, which we have a very large fair value gap around there This zone is between 1.08869 and 1.08559. I'll come again, 1.08869 and 1.08559. So I want to watch out for price still pushing up a bit into that zone. Then we get to see that drop on Euro USD during the course of the week. All right, so that sale might not get to happen till maybe Tuesday or Wednesday or so. All right, I think this Thursday we're having CPI news, so watch out. We'll be trading that CPI news live. All right, more information will be sent on the Telegram group definitely. All right, so next up, let's look at GBP NZD. I hope that was clear for Euro USD anyway. So for GBP NZD, these are just some relatively short term, all right, trades I'll be watching out for on GBP on some commodities. All right, for GBP NZD, I have this zone marked out here around 2.08154 and 2.07836. Again, the coordinates are 2.08154 and 2.07836. So I'm watching out for a buy on GBP NZD during the course of the week. I want to watch out for price to sweep these lows rather around here. All right, these are around let me get the coordinates for that. So this is around 2.00832. All right, so I want to watch out for price to sweep that low, come up into this zone, come down rather into this zone. Then we get to see our buy off of GBP NZD. Fairly straightforward, setup or GBP NZD. All right, so I hope that is clear. Next up, let's quickly look at NZD USD. NZD USD. Then I think we can look at Euro NZD also. All right, so NZD USD, I think something similar to what we've been saying for pairs against or commodities or currency pairs against currencies against the USD. All right, so a buy to sell sort of movement. This is my preferred buy zone. Now let me quickly explain this. This is quite further than what you can see on most other commodities. All right, this is between 0.62020 and 0.61810. All right, so I'm watching out for price clearing liquidity, clearing out this eye here. All right, this currently around 0.61482, and then we get to see price still push up to that area again, 0.62020 and 0.61810 before we get to see a sell. However, I want to be very, very careful, all right, on this. I think if I'm able to mark this out up on my fib, or mark this out rather using my fib. Yes, all right. So I just want to watch out for let me not probably use the fib. All right, so I just want to watch out for the possibility of us getting that sell rejection even before we get to see price move towards the zone. Anyway, to depend on how much moves we get to see or how much volatility we get to see on this commodity, on this pair during the course of the week. We have this valid order block around here that I'm currently watching out for right now. Let me just mark it a bit better. Or which I think price has just about tapped into. All right, this is between 0.61628 and 0.61493. All right, so I'm very, very skeptical, but in any case, it's either we get to see price sell off immediately, especially on NZD USD, is either we get to see price sell off immediately, or we get to still see price push towards the upside for us to get our sell from on NZD USD. All right, for either of them, just make sure that before you enter any of those trades, look for your own confirmations before taking those trades. All right, so next up, let's look at AED NZD. I know we said we do Euro NZD, but let's look at AED NZD. Then we can end it with Euro NZD. All right, so if you're able to join us for our review session on, I think that was our live trading session on Thursday, or we talked about this on Thursday. This sell, we're expecting this sell to happen on AED NZD on Thursday. And I gave this point exactly as well. I'll be watching out for. I gave this initial zone between 1.10029 and 1.10315, and I gave this point exactly as to where I'll be expecting that sell off to happen from around 1.10130, and we got to see price just a little bit, just towards that area. All right, so we're seeing that sell already happen, and if you look towards the daily time frame, you see that it looks like we are in for quite a long sell on AUD NZD. All right, so for me, if you're going to look for re-entries on this, I want to watch out for price to break below this low. This is around 1.09607, and then again below this low. So if I get to see price break below this low, then I'm watching out for a re-entry. All right, so possibly get to see a push up, a retracement, and then we get to right price again from wherever we get our entry up to around here. This is around 1.09082, and definitely if I get to see price break cleanly below here, then I'll be able to take a breakout trade at least up to this point. around 1.08631. All right, so I hope that is clear for ADSD. I'm expecting ADSD to be bearish. However, I'm just telling you to just look out for re-entry zones, especially as we've seen that it looks like ADSD has somehow started that sell movement. All right, so last for the day or for the session, we'll be looking at Euro NZD, and then we can call it, a day. All right, or a session rather. So for Euro NZD, I think this is something similar to what I mentioned for, I think, was GBP NZD or so. I'm expecting this buy off here. All right, again, price has swept this previous lows here, so I'm watching out for price to come back down here, strip liquidity from this current fair value gap or this inefficiency here, drop into this zone that we have marked out. Sorry, give me a minute. All right, this is around, let me give us a coordinate to that. Oh, sorry, I think, all right, so this is around 1.75953 and 1.75444. I'll come again, 1.75953 and 1.75444. Right, that'll be my preferred zone for a buy on Euro NZD. So I'm just watching out for that to happen during the course of the week. Possibly this is something we can see as soon as Tuesday or even on Monday, depending on how much moves we get to see the markets make during the course of the week. All right, so thank you guys for joining us for today's market review session. Again, this is EasyFX Academy. Do feel free to share this video, like this video, comment. All right, if you have any commodities or pairs you love for us to look at in our next or our upcoming market review sessions, please do well to drop them in the chat box. If you have any questions, all right, drop them in the chat box. You can reach us on Instagram, you can reach us on Telegram. All right, so I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Have a very, 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 very profitable week ahead.